do a graph, and the graph, the years are at the bottom, 10 to 20, and on the vertical is their emotional, spiritual health and life, right? Just how they're growing as a young person. My expectation is that every year on our graph, they will get a little more mature, a little more holy, a little more faithful, a little more honoring, a little more obedient. And that every year, like if you just chart it, it's a straight line, diagonal,
Yeah.
right? But every single year is a little better. Yeah, that's my expectation for my children. If you ask any adult, I want you to think back to 10 to 20 and graph yourself, graph your chart of just your own growth, things like that. No one has ever had that graph. Now, the best possible graph is a very jagged graph that works upward.
There's a trend.
There's a trend line upward, but month over month, year over year, cluster of years over cluster of years, it's a massive roller coaster. So first of all, you've got to break out of this idea that your child is just simply going to progress emotionally, spiritually, relationally, as a sibling, academically, socially, athletically. So if you expect that, you're going to be terribly disappointed. And the other piece too is, is it possible for your child to be a born-again, converted believer? In other words, you've seen evidence of repentance in their life, evidence of spiritual growth. Is it possible that they're in a dark chapter of their walk with the Lord? Well, of course it is. This is also not abnormal, right? So we have to shake this idea that something's wrong. Now, with all that said, the wrong reaction, let's say you are in a season where your child is hard-hearted, whatever, cold, distant, etc. I'm not saying, oh, don't worry about it.
Right.
Okay, yeah, they're doing fun. Just give it some time. No, this is a urgent parenting window, because if you think about that graph, let's say they're on a downward slope. The enemy wants to accelerate that, to have that turn into a crash and burn. So our parenting during that window when we have a hard-hearted or apathetic child is absolutely critical, and we need to press into it.